And thank you, Lord God, that we can hear this morning your word through her. Touch her lips, Lord. Touch her tongue, that she may speak. Lord, that she will not withhold back what you have laid upon her heart. Open our ears, our hearts, so that we may hear what the Spirit of the Lord is teaching and telling us to do. Bless Agnes this morning in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in the whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to the citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired men have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against you, against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired men.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And so they began to celebrate." So the thing I want to focus on this morning is that the last bit of the reading, this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. So what we see is the prodigal son left the far country and exchanged it for his father's house and his father's presence. He exchanged emptiness for fullness, pigs for protection, animal food for family, death for life. But before he was able to come on this beautiful place that was his home, he had to struggle and to fight against the implications of letting go, to relinquish, because he had had this short time of intense pleasure, complete independence, lots of money, and it was an addictive period in his life, and he had the glitter and glamour of the big city, and whatever disaster it became, nobody lets go of that without a struggle inside. So maybe it's good to have just a minute and think what in your life keeps you on the place where you're not completely dependent to God, where you're not completely ready to surrender. It's actually in line with what Desiree asked during the worship. Just think of it, and maybe you want to write it down. Can be anything. Like in my life, I have the tendency to have a craving for sports. I love to run, I love to do sports, and I've got to keep an eye on it that it doesn't control me. So some of you may recognize that. And others can have a craving for food, or a craving for sexual intimacy, or something that is bigger in your life than you know is good for you. But first, letting go and receiving something new is part of ordinary, natural life. Think of the baby. Think of the baby Rachel and Reagan got yesterday. It has to leave the safety of the mother's womb and get a new place of an unsafe world. Think of little children. They first they are with their mum, and then they go to school, have a new environment, explore new things. So that's in all phases of life. We have to let go of things and receive new things instead of that. But it's also part of Christian life. We begin the struggle of letting go the old and receiving the new the moment we become Christians. The letting go of our own desires. It's a daily choice. It's not always easy. But then God helps us. Look in the Old Testament. It's full of characters that were willing to listen to God and let go. Think of Noah. He gave up his reputation because, I was in the desert for the first time in my life. And what did God ask him? Build an ark. An ark. Well, I'm quite sure I would be one of the guys around him that was thinking, you're quite a lunatic to do that. How crazy can you be? Knettergek, we would say in the Netherlands. Knettergek. How do you say it in Afrikaans? When you're crazy? Gek? Mal? Hij is mal. Hij is echt mal in zijn hoofd. But what did he do? He was the one who exchanged death for life. Because God brought this flood. Think of Abraham. He left his home country. Think of Moses. He had to let go of the privilege of the life on the palace of Pharaoh with all the luxury. And he was identifying with a bunch of slaves. And then in the end, God used it. He gave something back to it. He became one of the biggest leaders ever. And so it goes on in the Bible. The New Testament is full of stories with the same message. The pattern of giving up and receiving something new. Think of Jesus. What has Jesus done for you and me? He left the beautiful place. We can't even imagine how beautiful it is. On the right hand of his Father to come down as a baby. To come down as a baby. He gave up everything. He even gave up his life. And then in his footsteps, that's what the apostles did. They were willing to be hanged to death, to testify about their Savior, and let go of everything that was important in their natural lives. You were taught, with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God, in true righteousness and holiness. So that's an ongoing thing, to let go of our old nature and to put on a new. People often say the old nature wakes up 5 minutes before the new nature does. So we've got to put it on day and after day. And it also is a biblical concept. So that's what I explained by what Jesus did. And I have this pastoral prayer ministry, and together with my husband we do a lot of prayer for people who have a problem. And sometimes we use the symbol of letting go very literally. For example, we had this man and he lost his wife and was married to a new wife, but in his heart he hadn't mourned enough, and he hadn't let go of his first wife. So there was this distance between him and the new wife. And he was aware of it, but he couldn't do something about it. And then in this pastoral prayer, we asked him to, as a symbol, take his former wife, who was already in heaven, hold her in his arms, and then just visualize, imagine that Jesus was there, and so that he could give his old wife to Jesus, to let go of her, and to give her the care of the Creator and the one who's everlasting. And that was a very powerful moment. The man, he sobbed and he sobbed, and his new wife was with him, and together they sobbed. there came a new closeness in their relationship. Sometimes we need to work on it, to let things go. Well, for many of us, letting go is a daily theme. You may have children you worry about, you may have parents you feel you want to do more for, you may worry about income, about having not enough, situations in church, conflicts, anything. We people have the tendency to be worried and to be anxious about things that happen. And the thing is, when you're anxious, it has a movement inwards. It tends to keep you on a place. It's not a moving outward. So you foster that feeling. But God says, all this fear and anxiety, give it to me. Give it to me. Cast all your fears upon me, and I will give you rest. So, what makes it difficult? I was already saying, fear and anxiety. 1 Peter 5, cast all your anxieties upon him because he cares for you. And it can also be difficult to let go because we take too much or too little responsibility. Maybe we think, let someone else take the initiative, I wait till he asks me, and then you don't step out. And actually, Stanley told me the other week, he has this motto of RFI, ready for anything. And actually that's the way God wants us to grow to be ready for anything he asks us to do, to take our responsibility. And the thing is, it's something in which the Lord works together with us. On one side, he does it in us. When we read 2 Corinthians 3 verse 18, we reflect the Lord's glory. Just by being in his presence, we reflect his glory. Isn't that gorgeous? Just by being in his... When we worship, there's this unity and we reflect his glory. How wonderful is that? It's the Lord who does it in us. But on the other hand, he also says in Philippians 2:12 and 13, continue to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So that's our part. We've got to work it out. If the Lord gives us all these things, but we just look at it and we let go, then nothing happens. Then there are no children fed and there's nothing done. Unless we take on our responsibility and do our thing. And for example, the STMT guys, I also had the privilege of doing youth alpha with them. It can be challenging to do the STMT, but the Lord will provide, but you have to take the responsibility and the will to say, yes, I will go on even when it's difficult. So that's our part. It's actually like a bicycle, the two pedals of a bike. Now then, another thing that can hinder you is that circle of concern. Maybe you know it. We are often worrying about things we cannot influence, but it's good to look at what is the thing you can influence. Where can you do something about? Because that gives you much more the feeling of that you're empowered, and that you're able to contribute something. And that's what the Lord wants us to do. So, or living in the past can make it difficult too. If you think, things were better at that time. That was a good time, and someone was taking care of me, and now I've got to do it all on my own. I don't want to. Things can be very difficult if you live in the past. Try to live in the now, because God will provide for you now. He will give what you need to let go. And then there's one more example that I find very powerful, and it's in the Old Testament. It's about the temple service. Maybe you know that the priests were bringing the offerings. They brought all the faults, all the failures, all the inabilities, all the trespasses of the people to the holy part of the temple. And instead of us being punished, there was an animal slaughtered. Or it was released. It was let go. So there was a priest, and what Aaron did, literally, he took that goat, put all the sins on the head of the goat, and sent it into the desert. We can read it in Leviticus 16, verse 21. I'll read it to you. It's beautiful. So Aaron had first made the atonement. When Aaron had finished making atonement for the most holy place, the tent of meeting and the altar, he shall bring forward the live goat. He is to lay both hands on the head of the live goat and confess over it all the wickedness and rebellion of the Israelites, all their sins, and put them on the goat's head. He shall send the goat away into the desert in the care of man appointed for this task. The goat will carry on itself all their sins to a solitary place, and the man shall release it in the desert. So there it goes. That's how God let go of all our sin. Maybe in the modern images, when you've got a computer and it's all full with sin, God just does delete, and then it goes to the bin. It's no more in his memory. But then, instead of that, what does the high priest do? He gives the blessing to the people. So it's a movement of us bringing all our sins and trespasses to the cross. And then, when we turn back, the Lord gives us his blessing. All the time, over and over again. So, how can you learn to let go? First thing, I always get too enthusiastic and now I forget. Oh, that's the bike. It's my favorite. Look at his face, isn't it funny? So the bike of how God works it in us and we work it out. So what helps? Every time you're worried, look at it as an encouragement of the Lord to show you that this is a situation you can give to Him. So I try to change my mind, to get this mindset, like the difference between rain and the meaning of rain in the Netherlands and in Namibia. With us it's difficult and with you it's a bless. I just try to see every difficulty in my life in the same way. I tend to see it as a problem, but I want to learn to see it as a blessing, as something the Lord wants to teach me how to surrender to Him and how I can learn from it. And that makes it much more like an adventure. And sometimes you have this very intense prayer time, and sometimes you have just time, you have this short, fresh prayer while you're doing your domestic duties, whatever. And the second thing is praise God for who He is. I mean, that's a lot of worship. And you guys, you can worship. I just wish I could bring you all over to the Netherlands and have you in my church next week, because they've got to learn something from you, I can tell. This freedom, this beautiful voices, it's such, compared to my church, 1800, but I can tell you the power of the worship of this church is a lot bigger. So enjoy and praise God for who He is, no matter what the circumstances are, because the Lord loves to be honored, and that it opens a channel for His love to flow into our hearts and to relieve all our sorrows. And the third thing is, dare take the risk and trust God, and He's really trustworthy. Actually, with surrendering, letting go, there's always this moment of, do you know the moment of upseilen? Upseilen, we have at least what you do is you have this high rock, and you're on the edge of the rock, and there's a deep behind under you. But you have these ropes tied to help you climb downwards from the rock. But the moment you've got all this gear around you, and it feels quite good. But then the moment you've got to let go, oh boy, it's scary. It's always scary to let go. There's always this moment you have to go through that it's hard. And then you've got to trust that, yes, The Lord will be your gear. He will be your rope. He will hold fast onto you. He will carry you. He will catch you. So that's also the working together of us deciding, yes, I let go. It's not something that happens automatically. It's a decision of our will. It's like the prodigal son. He did not know when he came back home whether the father would accept him. But he trusted. And trust is the same as faith. Hebrews 11, verse 1. Faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. So again and again we need to step into faith and say, Lord, help me to surrender, because I can't do it on my own, in my own power. I need you, Lord. And I can say in my life, I cannot say he's ever been disloyal. Who of you can? No one can we? He's always loyal. Praise God. Then the other thing is, it's important to I've written it down already. I quite like that one. Realize that our feelings are a bit like little children. Sometimes you feel, I don't want to do it. I don't dare to do it. I had these evenings, the first week at Holy Ghost, that I was on my own, didn't know a lot of people yet, and I thought, I don't want this. I choose for it, I know, I don't want it. I want to go back home, I want to be with my husband and my children. What am I doing here? You tend to feel sort of, shum, shum. But then you need to realize my feelings are like little children. They need attention, yes, okay, you don't feel well at the moment, but then I've got to be clever and think, that's what you could expect. This is where you come from, this is where you go through, and it'll be different in a few days. So you've got to manage your own feelings. Don't let them go away with you. They need education. And make sure they don't determine you, that they rule over you. But you as child of God, with your new identity in God, He rules over you. And then the fifth point is, accept that suffering is part of life. We live in the brokenness after the fall. And the more you prepare, that yes, there will be sickness, there will be difficult times, there will be trouble, the more you're geared to it and you're able to deal with it. So accept there will be pain, there will be disappointment. Because when we deny that, our pain will increase because we try to suppress it. And we try to flee from it by, for example, addictions, or by neglect, or we develop depression because we suppress our feelings. We suppress our disappointments and our grief. But God says, I know your heart. Come and share it with me. Let go of it, because I'm there to comfort you. And it can help to share that with some people they are trustworthy. Pray together. Like on the prayer evenings here on Tuesday, the powerful time to be together and pray for it, so that you can really experience God's peace in it. And realize that letting go of this feeling it's almost like when a child falls on its knee, wah! It cries, and it's crying all the time, and it goes to mommy, and mommy cleans it, put a blister on it. He says, oh, give a big cuddle, you'll be fine again. That's how our natural feelings are. If we let go, it's like a wave. It comes and it rolls out, and there it goes. But often we stop before we've got the top of the wave, and we think our grief is without end. But it's not. As long as we let go in a safe environment with God, with people who are trustworthy. So at the moment we cry out, Lord, Lord, the Holy Spirit is there to comfort you and to be with you. Every day. So, where are we? Let's look where we are. Oh, that's the feeling of a child. I just love it. Ooh. And then, yes, it's God's power in our weakness. It is, as I already said, it is a choice of the will. So maybe you know the image of a boat on the river. A boat, what's the name, the English name for that small thing you use to steer a boat?
Rudder.
Rudder? Rudder, yes, that's, thank you, that was I was looking for that word. So, without a rudder, a boat on a river goes all over the place. And it will go on to the side and it will bump and everything. And God has given us our will as a rudder to steer our boat. And He will guide us in how to steer our boat. That's our ability to use our will to make the right choices. Because choices give direction to life. And I want to emphasize this. It's important that you know that God gives you the choice. You can choose to live the life He wants to. And He will bless it. Because everything that's in His path has eternity value. And in the end of the day, everything that is not fitting into His kingdom, it just disappears. So just think of that, every effort you put in the things that are related to the kingdom, doing the good work, living with God, loving Him, worshipping Him, enjoying His presence, all these things have eternity value, but all the other things, that's like pleasure and drinking and all sort of stuff, it goes away when He comes back. It doesn't have any value for eternity, so you can choose to put your effort in the things that have eternity value. I love that thought. So God longs us to discover the truth that without Him we can do nothing. And because our problem day after day is that we think we're independent. I can do it on my own. In the Netherlands we say, little children say, ik zelf. That means I want to do it on my own. That's what I do. The moment they start to stand up and walk, ik zelf. That's how our heart is. And God says, no, I want you to surrender day after day. And I will hold you by the hand and I will guide you. And it's actually like having two pairs of glasses. Sunglasses, for example, that give you that independent feeling of, yes, I do my own stuff, and then I've got the other pair of glasses, the kingdom glasses, that help me to view the world through the eyes of Jesus. How does He look to the things that are worthy of paying attention to investing? And sometimes we tend to keep our hands clinched around something that is important to us, maybe even things that are like our family, that are good in itself. And we want His blessing, we want His praise actually for what we do. But we hold tight to something. It can be the care for a child or for a relationship. But God says you can come with open hands and I will fill them. Even all these people who are so close to you, I've put in your place. So that's the way how we receive God's peace, in letting go of all the things that worry us and exchange it for God's peace. So the more we hold tight to Him, the easier we can let go of the things close to us. So it's a constant exchange. So let's look back to the blessing the prodigal son received when he was there and he let go of everything. I've got a lot more to tell about the father, because what he had done, asking for his inheritance, was actually like he said to his father, I'd rather have you dead. Because when do you get your inheritance? When someone passes away, and not before that. And asking that, especially in that age, in that culture, was very, very, very rude. But then still the father's love was there to welcome him. And what did he get? He got this embrace. And that's another thing. How must it have been? He was almost at home. He was very tired, sore feet, starving, hungry. And then once at a sudden he sees this dust cloud, and the figure of his father running, coming, just appearing out of it. And he feels this huge embrace. And that again is something never heard of in history there, because the father, he was to be honored. He wouldn't run. No way he would lift his long stuff around and run to meet his son. No way the son would come to him and kneel for him. You see, the compassion of the father is so great for you and me that he runs towards us. And then he is just holding this wonderful embrace. Second thing, and actually all this is the same for us. Whenever we let go, God gives us this. He gives this embrace. He gives the mantle to the coat to cover all the rags. And it symbolizes the coat of justice that covers all our failure and all our sins. It's a beautiful story of from rags to richdom. It's fantastic. We never have to appear for the Lord in our rags, because already He has covered all our failure and sin in the blood of Jesus, and that is our coat of justice. Isn't it wonderful that we never have to be ashamed of who we are? We never have, because He already has put everything right for us. And then another thing, it's not enough, the two, we get the ring. The ring as a symbol of being restored in the honor of a son, because it has a seal on it, the seal of the family, and it's described what it meant to be son of that family. So that's our identity. The ring we get from the Lord, to have our identity in the family of God. We are sons and daughters of the King. That is our true identity. And then he gets sandals for his feet, and the pain on his feet. It symbolizes the healing of the wounds we all get on our journey of life. And we all have these damages. But sandals are also to move, to take steps, to go forward, to be powerful. So both healing and power we find with the Father, the Heavenly Father. We find it in the body of Christ. And then the last bit is a celebration. Dancing instead of mourning. And when Jesus tells his story about a celebration, I just wonder whether he thought about Psalm 30. I will read it to you. Psalm 30, verse 12 and 13. You turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, that my heart may sing to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give you thanks forever. Amazing! What an amazing exchange. Forgiveness, new honor, healing, cleansing, celebration. And the fantastic thing is that it's not only a birthday present for Top Down, but it's a present God gives day by day to all of us. And we can enjoy it day after day. So I just want to thank God with you for it. So Father, we thank you for this wonderful gift, the wonderful gift of your restoration. And we just, you know where we need to let go. Help us, Lord, to let go of these things that we tend to hold tight to. And let you help us to let you rule and reign in our lives, because you are the mighty God. You are the God who can perform everything. And I just pray a big, big blessing over this congregation, in their ministries, in their leadership, and every member of it, to grow into the image of how you have meant every single part of it, so that they may flourish and be attractive and spread the scent of Christ, so that people will be drawn to you and worship you, who is worth all glory forever and ever. Amen.